hockey. 604-280-TEAM, Star Team in the cell. Ryan in Vancouver, you're up next year on the Team 1040.
Thanks, man.
Hi. Go ahead.
Oh, hi there. Sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, I just caught the tail end of it on the way home right now, and didn't know any of this was in talks or anything with the NHL. And just strictly from a fan's point of view, I understand. I didn't hear all the previous callers, but I know that it's going to be a tougher road for the Canucks, et cetera, et cetera. But for someone who's actually traveled to go watch the team, I'm actually really happy they're going to be playing the California teams a lot more often, because everyone knows the pricing up here is pretty crazy, but down there it's not. And I had a chance to be there for round 3 against San Jose, and I can tell you that it's so much fun just being around the big hardcore Canucks fans down there and just taking over a building. And I can see that happening a lot more often now.
Hadn't thought about that, but
Yeah.
That's a good point, given the way that the Canucks Army travels. You're right. I think some people would have to like the thought of, and it's not just the first round, first 2 rounds under this new format within that division. So you're right. I mean, it's conceivable. I'm not going to say it's quite possible, but it's conceivable that the Canucks could play Los Angeles and Anaheim in the first 2 rounds. And people will just be making that trek, the 2-hour shuttle up and down the coast. So, again, something to think about, something to chew on and ponder as this thing moves forward. And, again, more details coming out here. It goes back to the way, in the first 2 rounds at least, that it was prior to the latest rounds of expansion. And I think back, the best example for Canuck fans, 1982, when they played Calgary in the first round, Los Angeles in round 2, and then advanced to take on Chicago. We've been talking about this since we hit the air, and I want to open the phone lines again, give you an opportunity. We didn't get a chance to open the phones last hour. Had Farhan Lalji, had our NFL insider, Hacksaw Hamilton, as well. But let's open the phone lines. If you have had a chance now to read about, hear about, digest all of this realignment in the National Hockey League, your thoughts, advantages, pros and cons. From a Canucks standpoint, Mike Gillis apparently liked it, so I'm going to assume that the Canucks were one of the 26 teams that voted in favor of this move to 4 conferences. Canucks lumped in with the 2 Alberta teams, 3 California teams, Phoenix and Colorado. And somebody made the point, one of the callers earlier in the program, hadn't thought about this, but absolutely there is upside to you Canuck fans. And we've seen the Canuck fans in droves traveling to follow this hockey team and take in games. This realignment is right up your alley. I mean, a bunch of games in California now, more games in California than there have been in the current format. More games likely in Phoenix. You know, you take Minnesota out. People weren't traveling from here to the XL Energy Center to watch the Canucks. But, I mean, you just look at the Canucks as they travel around the National Hockey League now. Unbelievable, the amount of fans and jerseys, Canuck jerseys you see in visiting rinks. So, introducing the 3 California teams should open up a few more opportunities for Canuck fans to get out there on the road and follow their hockey team. So I guess from a fan perspective, that might be a positive. First 2 rounds of the